On this top 10 matchup, Duke in blue, UCLA in white. Brandon Stevis, our center referee, whistles us ready for play, and we're underway on a beautiful evening in Los Angeles. Duke with goals aplenty in the early going against USC on Wednesday, including in the first 2 minutes. In total, scored 3 times in the first half hour of the match. All high-level stuff. They were in control throughout those 90 minutes against USC.
They really were. Not only did they score 3 goals very quickly into that game, it was 3 really high-quality, controlled goals. They didn't just get lucky there. Their offense was really taking the time to execute and deliver well.
Kieran Hall looking for even more out of this club here tonight. They want to be more dominant with the ball, be in and around the box more often. UCLA will have the throw here. They're disappointed to not get a result against BYU on this field. The Cougars a quality club, but UCLA had a 1-0 advantage late in the first half, but a miscue on the back line gave a clean opportunity to BYU. They leveled before halftime and got the game winner not long into the second half. And this is a foul off a turnover from UCLA. Dobert lost the handle and then commits the foul as Yuna Marui, the freshman from Osaka, Japan, who only joined Duke in June, had a good look coming in. Free kick on its way.
Yeah, you see Marui gets in there, moving her way towards the goal, and Dobert just gets her tripped up right there. We're going to see a lot of physical play tonight with these two teams. They're both really possession-oriented games, so we can expect to see a good amount of physicality tonight.
Sam Courtright and Jocelyn Travers, the two behind the ball here for Duke. 4-player wall marking the near post for UCLA. It's Courtright with the chip, and she scores! Bending it around the wall. Duke with another early tally, this time in the 3rd minute, to grab the 1-0 advantage.
Duke really is able to get hot right in the beginning of this game. You can see this was set up perfectly, and Courtright just beautifully delivers that into the net there. NAC4 is not able to get a hand on it.
Beautifully done from Sam Courtright, the Dallas native who transferred in from Texas Tech. Had 9 goals, 15 assists in her 2 years with the Red Raiders. And she's got her first goal in a Duke uniform. She and Katie Shea Collins, who came in from South Carolina, make up this transfer class for Duke. Just the 2 players, but those 2, both former All-Americans, and as such, they constituted the number 3 ranked transfer class in the entire country.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Hall really had very positive things to say about them. They knew coming into this season they were going to need a little more depth to their roster. They made a deep run last season, but to really get where they wanted to go, they brought in these 2 players, and they've really made a difference already this early in the season.
On the flip side, UCLA with the number 2 transfer class this year. They added a few players with College Cup experience. Having to make up an early deficit here. Duke starting fast once again. It's exactly what they did across town against USC on Wednesday. More of the same here so far in Westwood.
It's a good test for this UCLA team, getting behind early, seeing if they're able to really deliver here and stop maybe Duke from getting on an early run.
Flag is up here with Avery Oder trying to get in behind. UCLA will get possession back, trying to settle into this match. Sammy Sanchez behind the ball here. Now UCLA tinkering its back line a little bit. Played with 4 in the back on Wednesday, going to a 3-back look here tonight with Asa Yamazaki moving into the center, flanked by Nikki Frazier and Paloma Dobert.
Early in the season with a new head coach, you can kind of expect to see some of those adjustments in these early games as they're figuring out their timing, who really clicks together on the field well.
A lot of new faces this year for UCLA. Just 5 starters back from a year ago. This is at the feet of Lena Powell. Forced to give it back for Frazier, who left with an injury in the opener. But as you can see, ready to go here on Sunday night.
I'm sure the Bruins are glad to have her back. I thought she had a great game against BYU. She really got herself involved in many different plays, had a great performance. Unfortunate to see her exit with that early injury, but glad that she's back on the field tonight.
Dobert pressured from behind by Collins. UCLA will retain possession on the throw, but on that sequence right there, UCLA was way up on the left wing, forced to bring it all the way back on the other side of midfield with that Duke press.
It's one of those things Duke does so well is you really can't just sit back. They're always going to be applying the pressure. It's one of the things that their coach talks about, the players really get a sense for on the field. They're always going to be applying the heat.
And UCLA looks to relieve some of that pressure going over the top. Duke will take it back here. Dea King, one of several Southern California natives watching that one out. King out of Moreno Valley. Playing center back there alongside Roller. 11 total Californians for Duke, including 7 from Southern California. Grace Shank got the turnover there for UCLA in the midfield to give UCLA possession back.
With the 11 Californians on this Duke squad, it does make it a fun game. The energy is here tonight. The bleachers are really full. And some of these players, it's a homecoming game for them. So a lot of their family members, friends, they're able to see them play, which is always fun for an out-of-state team.
Long run here for Dobert. UCLA will have the throw. Looking to probe the penalty area here against Duke. Blue Devils scoring it just a few seconds into the 3rd minute. Courtright off a free kick. Now here's Kroon trying to turn at the byline and generates a corner kick. First of the match awarded to UCLA.
Kroon's done a really good job in her minutes this season of really getting in there, getting close to goal, getting herself some chances for good looks, and we'll see if she can deliver here tonight, starting up front.
Into her junior season. Meanwhile, it's a sophomore holding midfielder Grace Shank who will handle the corner kick for UCLA, member of the Big Ten All-Freshman team last season. Brandon Stevis with a word for Oruha Hayashi there, who's jockeying with Molly Vapensky. Here's a lofty corner. And the first touch made by Collins, taking it way out of the box. And Collins still on after it. Peyton Cooper trying to settle down that bouncing ball. And she'll turn and survey as UCLA and Duke both look to reorganize. Here's Frazier, still a little out of position here playing on the wing, but able to carry it forward. Leading ball for Powell and too much on it. Goal kick for Duke.
Since that opening goal, really neither team has been in control here yet. The ball's been moving often from one side of the field to the other. Both teams need to kind of let their offenses settle into the game a little bit, get a better rhythm going tonight.
And it was a UCLA turnover that led to the free kick that led to the Duke goal. Pretty balanced here in the run of play as Dobert gives it back for Nakfor. Quick touch there, gets it outside for Peyton Cooper. Daphne Nakfor, sophomore out of Carlsbad. She was the starter last year for UCLA. Big Ten All-Freshman team selection. Had a goals against average at .551, so a little more than half a goal allowed per game. That was the 5th best mark in the entire country.
It's really impressive, and I'm sure she's excited to be out here tonight playing with her Bruin team, not getting the start in that first game as Medina was in goal. I know she's looking forward to being out here tonight and contributing to this team.
Medina expected to be away from the club for the next 4 to 5 weeks as she competes with Mexico for the U20 World Cup. Kroon getting in, and that pressure forces King to just play it off and settle for a UCLA corner. 2 corners in about 2 minutes for UCLA, and both were generated because of the presence of Kara Kroon.
Yeah, she really makes a difference on this field. Every time she steps out, she has this great playmaking ability. She gets herself involved in the play, sets up chances for her team. Great start for her so far.
It's Powell giving it short for Shank. Back for Powell, carrying it into the area. Slots it right at Vapensky, who knocks it down and is able to gather it up. Molly Vapensky, sophomore from Evanston, Illinois, made her first career start on Wednesday. Just made her first career save against Powell.
Yeah, good look by Powell there. I like UCLA attacking early in this game. It's one of the things they kind of struggled with against BYU. They didn't give themselves quite as many looks on offense as they would have hoped. So I like that early in this game they're really taking advantage of that.
UCLA only had one shot on target after halftime in the loss to BYU. Had a tough time generating opportunities when they were down a goal for the final half hour of that match.
It's one of the things they struggled with last season as well, was really generating offense.
NAC4 couldn't clear it. It went right to Collins, but UCLA is able to send it across midfield ultimately. Had the potential to be another costly giveaway in front of their own 18. Duke 4-0 against the Big Ten since the start of last season. Wins over Penn State, Northwestern, Washington, and then a few days ago against USC, trying to get to 5-0 with a win here tonight.
The Big Ten is not an easy conference to compete in. I mean, these teams really bring it, especially on their home fields. They have so many fans. So it's really impressive Duke is able to get those good results against teams of that caliber.
Dobert all the way through everybody. Vapensky settles it down. UCLA was the last team not from the ACC to win the national championship back in 2022. Since then, Florida State has won a couple of times. North Carolina, another one in there as well.
Yeah, I mean, Duke is no stranger to playing against tough opponents. Their conference is stacked, as we saw earlier in the game with those Big Ten standings. Even just compared to the national standings, I mean, there's so many of them in that top 10.
The ACC makes up the top four. Stanford, Notre Dame, Duke, and then Florida State all at the top. Kroon settles this ball down. King got a foot in there. Powell leaping in, making the challenge against Sam Bodensteiner. And the ball awarded to Duke. Duke, of course, has been to back-to-back College Cups. Now 6 of those as a program. They're one of, if not the best program to not win a national championship yet.
I mean, it's a great point. It's one of the things we talked about the other day with Coach Hall. For them, that semifinal loss the past 2 seasons is really not the result they're looking for. They don't even want to talk about it or look at the trophies. They're really looking to win. And they've kind of adapted this real championship mindset this season.
More on that in a moment as UCLA probes up the right flank. There was a touch there for Olivia Woodson, the Auburn transfer.
Woodson is one of those names that they brought in here to try to score for UCLA. They had trouble generating offense last season, and they brought her in to attack.
And Kieran Hall was talking about how when you reach the College Cup, you get a trophy that looks very similar to the national championship trophy, except for the text that is on it. And he's tired of looking at those.
Tired of looking at it. He said he moved them, and the team agrees with him. They've really all rallied around this mindset. He talks about not only just your performance on the field, but the things you do in between, getting good sleep, eating right, really preparing as a champion would.
Hard challenge there. Natalie Chudowski, the freshman, who has been terrific here at the start of the year for Duke, wins the ball away for the Blue Devils.
One of the things I've been impressed with this Duke team against USC and already here tonight is so early on in the season, they have a great team chemistry.
Dobert clears it off with Katie Shea Collins closing in. Chemistry is what Kieran Hall spoke to the most about this team. You got a lot of returning players, just a couple of transfers to add to the depth. It's a team that's played together a lot at this point and speaks to, the College Cup no longer being a feel-good season. It is national championship or bust at this point for this program.
That's right, and it's impressive early on in the season to really have that kind of dynamic they have. It just goes to speak to that preparation they've been doing, the mindset they're coming into this season with, and I think we can expect big things from the Blue Devils.
Early goal here tonight. Sam Courtwright, a free kick from just outside the left corner of the 18-yard box. Now UCLA has done well enough to possess, but have not really threatened goal just yet in this match. Shank a long lateral run here, going right at Oder, forced to give it up. Here comes that Duke press again. Maroui trying to generate something as Dobert trying a long pass. Collins snips it out. And now she leads it back for Minestrella, who's got to go chase it down. Yamazaki matching her one-on-one. It'll stay with the Blue Devils. Dobert forcing another throw from Travers. Travers, another California kid. She grew up in Santa Cruz.
Since allowing that opening goal really early on here in this game, I do think UCLA's defense has done a better job getting settled here. They're kind of getting the ball out quicker than even we saw the other night against BYU. BYU was able to really possess the ball, especially in the second half, and the defense has held it down here tonight after allowing that first goal.
Speaking of, Peyton Cooper with the dispossession, trying a long pass up front for Kroon, though. Duke cycles it back for Vipensky. And a touch here for Cameron Roller, who is making her 55th consecutive start for Duke. Senior, one of the top center backs in the country, and one of the team captains.
Yeah, I mean, she's such a consistent presence for that Duke squad.
Onside, it's Collins coming in, and just missing the right post. Flag is up here at the near side, ultimately. Great look for Katie Shea Collins, showing off her speed. One of the fastest on this Blue Devils roster. Had 3 points against USC on Wednesday. And coming over from South Carolina, where she had almost 24 goals in her 2 seasons.
Yeah, she's made such an impact so far. I mean, you see her tonight. Although she was called offsides, she's attacking that goal, contributing to 2 out of 3 of the goals the other night against USC. She's made her presence known.
3rd team All-American last season with the Gamecocks. Dobert, the captain for UCLA. The Bruins trying to find their way through this Duke midfield, having a tough time at the moment.
The Duke press, it's relentless. They really don't give anyone a second to breathe. And this UCLA midfield is certainly feeling that.
You said relentless. Here's 2 more words that Kieran Hall wants to see from his team. Cutthroat and ruthless. Those are the adjectives he wants to see out of his team when they get around the ball.
Yeah, they play with that intensity. Every game they step out, they give it their all. They're all 100% committed to this team, this program, this school, and it shows out here on the field.
Sammy Sanchez's cross caught a deflection. Chudowski gets it out of the area, settled down by Frazier for UCLA. Yamazaki, former junior college player there at center back. Played at Arizona Western College. They were the national runner-up at the JUCO level a couple of years ago. And Yamazaki, a 2-time junior college All-American. Chipping out wide for Sanchez. Knocked forward for Powell. Some pressure from behind. Can't relocate Sanchez. And it's Avery Oder taking it back for the Blue Devils. Oder pressured by Powell. UCLA trying to fight and get in there. And will be the Duke throw. Now UCLA, after the giveaway, trying to return the favor with some pressure against this Duke back line.
They are. I mean, it seems like in the past couple minutes here, they've turned it up. They're really contesting a lot of these open balls, competing with these Duke players, getting more physically involved in this game, I would say.
Duke looking to find some open turf, and they've got it for Travers. Maroui made some contact there with Dobert, who is in good position. And UCLA will give a touchback for Daphne Nakfor. Trying to go out wide, a long run there for Peyton Cooper. Saying UCLA not having the easiest time building, and so trying to make some of those more ambitious passes and go indirect, having a tough time connecting to this point, though.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they keep trying to shoot it deep, hoping maybe someone will be there to receive it. And it's just not quite effective against this Duke team right now. And, you know, one of UCLA's strategies is to build from the back. They really want to kind of play it from the back, get the ball up the field, and they just cannot break through this Duke press so far tonight.
Yamazaki over for Frazier. Duke getting that press going a little bit. Frazier, the former Big Ten Freshman of the Year a couple of years ago, able to navigate through it and draw the foul. Tripped up by Natalie Chudowski. And Frazier a little bit slow to get up here. She took a pretty hard tumble onto the grass. And time will be stopped by referee Brandon Stevis as she rises back onto her feet. Missed all of 2025 with injury. And then after going down and not returning in the opener, good to see her able to start this match.
Yeah, I mean, it's great she's out on the field. She is a competitor and really does make a difference out on the field for UCLA. So glad to see her get up from that tumble.
Her father, Robin Frazier, played for the U.S. men's national team and in the MLS. Duke scoring early goals. Minestrella scored a minute 18 into the match against USC. And then Courtright just a little more than 2 minutes into this one off a free kick. And Duke getting themselves an early cushion in this one.
Yeah, and that early cushion is important even for just the mental game. UCLA knowing they're having to build from behind, down 1-0 right now, it kind of changes the mentality. You're not coming in even anymore so early in the match. You're having to fight and chip away, and you really can only do it one play at a time, one touch at a time. They have to build slowly and get in control of this game.
UCLA making a change on the right wing of the midfield. Marley Galdamez, the TCU transfer, an LA native, replaces Peyton Cooper. TCU, of course, going to the College Cup last year for the first time in program history. Galdamez, one of two former Horned Frogs, now in a UCLA uniform. Kate Saranopoulos, who we could see off the bench tonight, being the other. Here's Courtright, the goal scorer. Pushing it out wide, Bodensteiner. And handball there as it rolled up off of Oder, gives it back to UCLA. UCLA tied for third in the Big Ten last year. Reached the second round of the NCAA tournament, but were eliminated on penalty kicks against BYU. I expect to be in the mix for the Big Ten championship again this season.
Yeah, both these teams, I mean, are highly ranked going into their season and those preseason bowls. I mean, it's two programs who have a great history and really are just starting to develop, and a lot of young players on these teams getting in the mix. They're going to be fun to watch this season.
Of course, UCLA breaking in new coach Goff Boyoko this year, taking over for Marguerite Bates. As Nakfor is off her line, doesn't get the ball, rolling to the byline. Minestrella keeps it in play, working against that byline, and the short angle is wide, deflected for a Duke corner kick. It happened so quickly for the Blue Devils, and they'll have a set piece coming up.
Yeah, we'll take another look here. I mean, you got Nakfor stepping out of goal. Good job by Frazier stepping in there. I mean, these field players really adjusting quickly to not allow Duke to have another early goal here.
Nakfor bats down the in-swinger. It'll be another corner kick for Morrow and Duke. Looking near post that time. Oder the short option. This one lofty towards the center, and it's Roller heading it wide. Two pretty clean looks there for Duke on their first corners of the match. Roller, a former member of the US U19 team, has also trained with the U20s. A 3-year starter on the back line for the Blue Devils. Woodson got that header going forward. Galdamez trying to get there, runs into King, who was able to earn possession. Now Chudowski hounded from behind by Woodson, forced to give it up for Roller. Duke staying calm with a little bit of UCLA press. Now Chudowski with space, evading a pair. Gives it up for Courtright. Her pass blocked by Frazier. Past the midpoint of this first half, 1-0 Duke in this top 10 matchup. Blue Devils have one win in 7 previous tries against UCLA, coming back in the first meeting in 1996.
Yeah, historically, UCLA has really dominated this matchup. Blue Devils looking to change that up tonight, come out of Westwood with a win.
Katie Shea Collins at the byline, crossing in front. UCLA wants a goal kick, and they are awarded it. Collins trying to veer her way around the defense and ran out of real estate. First time that Duke is here in Los Angeles since 2008. Teams met in the quarterfinals of the NCAA tournament. Bruins won that one handily, 6-1. I mentioned Kate Saranopoulos moments ago. She is on for UCLA, replacing Kroon. Saranopoulos will play back in the midfield. UCLA will adjust its shape a little bit. And it looks like we'll have 2 at the top with Powell and Woodson.
Getting some fresh legs into this game is probably a good idea for UCLA right here. Still kind of fighting from behind here. Bringing in Saranopoulos to give them some different looks is a good call.
Only 3 total shots so far in this one. A 2-1 Duke advantage, and each team with a shot on target. Although the one shot on frame from UCLA was from beyond the box, a routine save for Vapensky. A little bit more of a 3-5-2 look here for UCLA with that last change of Saranopoulos coming in, so trying to get some more reinforcements in the midfield as UCLA looks to build. And there is Saranopoulos getting a touch, absorbing some contact from Chudowski, and Duke is on the ball. It's Oder peeling around, leading ball. Coming back, it's Galdamez, anticipating that pass, but it still finds its way to Collins. Works it back for Travers. Trying to find Oder. It was deflected. Galdamez back onto her feet, takes possession back for UCLA.
A good job by Galdamez there, getting in there, preventing Duke from getting even closer to the goal. I've been impressed with her the past 2 games, really getting involved in plays. You can see her demonstrating her speed there. She's been great tonight.
Played in 21 games last year for that College Cup squad with the Horned Frogs. Here's Powell, double teamed. Roller on over there, but Powell holds it as she works inside the area. Takes a shot. Roller is there to block it. Karams a far way out of the area. That looked like a handball up on Sanchez, and there is the whistle.
UCLA finally getting it down to their end of the field and not able to execute. Duke clearing it out of there relatively quickly. I mean, the past 10 minutes, I felt like Duke has really dominated this game. It's been on their side of the field a lot. They've been getting these offensive looks that UCLA really just hasn't had.
And it does feel like UCLA, when they are in that final third and around the area, they are sped up to have that opportunity, to have that possession. As a result, things working very quickly.
I agree. I mean, you can't take it slow against this Duke press, this defense. They attack you quickly, as we just saw the double team right there. So they really do have to move faster and maybe work on their timing a little bit, their connection with their teammates when they're down on that end.
Another change coming here for UCLA. Abby Gemma, the Florida transfer, is on and replacing Frazier. Gemma, a member of the USU 20 team, playing on the back line, started 18 games a year ago with the Gators after spending her freshman year at Notre Dame. So her 3rd school in 3 seasons. Woodson trying to get it inside for Powell, but Duke relentless here. Powell able to hold it, trying to earn a throw, but Duke keeps it in play. It's Oder flicking it to an empty part, and Gemma leaning in against Marowi And this one rolls off, and it'll be a corner kick for Duke.
Great job by their Oder, really getting that possession back for Duke. Setting up this play was a good double team, and UCLA just not able to break through that pressure.
Duke got 2 solid looks on their first 2 corner kicks. This one, number 3, Jocelyn Travers, the sophomore, to handle it. She's got Oder as the short option. Looking back post, and just beyond the leaping court right there, and it will roll off. UCLA will have to throw it in from deep at their end of the field.
Duke on those corner kicks, they just have so many options. It's so hard for the UCLA defense to read where they might go. Their offensive weapons for the Blue Devils, they have just plenty of options there.
Yeah, Minestrella up front, and then you, on a set piece like that, can bring up Roller and her 5'11" frame as well. Oder, very dangerous. She was that short option.
They really can look anywhere and execute there.
There's Bodensteiner getting a touch, making her 3rd career start here tonight at right fullback. Roller switching things across for Travers. Sidesteps Hayashi. Travers on the dribble, marked by 3. And Dobert got a foot in there to take her off the ball. Travers trying to get back into the fray, but holding possession is Dobert. King got her off the ball, but she's aided on that right flank by Woodson. Every inch of grass fought for so hard in this match. Gemma's pass offline of Serenopoulos. It's right back to Duke.
It really, I mean, every single minute of this game has been hard fought. Both of these teams trying to get in there. Duke getting ahead early, but UCLA has not stopped fighting back. As we've mentioned, they're having trouble getting through that midfield, but both teams continue to fight and apply pressure.
This match 1/3 complete. Travers inside for Chudowski. 3 changes for UCLA. Duke has not made a substitution yet. Now they've got some players still on the shelf this week. El Piper, Lauren Martino, and one of their other captains, Mia Oliaro. Those 3 among the players unavailable today for the Blue Devils for a 2nd straight game. This ball chipped in, and will find its way off the end line. Late challenge there from Katie Shea Collins. Daphne Nakfor going to re-trigger things here for UCLA. Last year, she became the first true freshman to start a season opener for UCLA in 9 years. Got to go back to Tegan Micah in the 2016 season, someone who went on to play with the Australian national team.
And Nakfor, I mean, being a freshman in goal, there's so much pressure there, and she was really able to perform very well. Such a consistent presence on her team at such a young age. A great freshman season, and we're excited to see what she can do here in 2026.
And a really good back line in front of her last season as well. Collectively, UCLA held their opponents to just 10 goals all of last season. Only once did a team score multiple times against UCLA last year. BYU able to do that in the first game of 2026. There's another 50-50 ball won by Duke. And call it a 50-50 ball, but those seem to have gone 65-70-30 in Duke's favor so far.
They have. I mean, when there are those free balls, 2 people contesting for it, Duke has come away with most of them. I think they're getting their footwork in there well and really able to escape with it.
Another through ball, and Nakfor will clear it back up the far side. Travers settles it right down. Roller in the direction of Collins. Dobert the touch, then Hayashi settling down. Challenged by Maroe. A couple of Japanese natives battling there for a moment. Galdamez cycles it back for Yamazaki. Quickly out for Gemma. And a touch here for Nakfor. Right now, the back line not liking their options for UCLA, and Gemma will just go over the top. Schenk settles it down after the header from Bodensteiner. And now Duke starts to go after the ball. Gemma behind Sanchez, who took an awkward step there. She's limping a little bit.
This Duke defense and midfield, all across the field, they've just been hard to break tonight. And I think UCLA really needs to maybe take a deep breath, calm their minds, and really start to build slowly, play by play, not get too far ahead of themselves.
Still a 1-0 scoreline. Duke getting that early goal, courtesy of Sam Courtright, back in the 3rd minute. A free kick just off the left corner of the area, bent it around the wall and at the near post. A really impressive strike.
It was a beautiful shot, really finding the net there.
Bodensteiner able to keep it in play after a rare misfired pass there from Minestrella. Duke retains possession. Dea King, one of the top freshmen in the country a year ago. Going across the field, Sanchez stepping in front of Oder. On the dribble here, and we'll keep it conservative. And UCLA will look to possess.
Every pass here matters for UCLA and moving it up the field. Every connection. To be able to get through this Duke defense, you almost have to be perfect. You have to make great quality passes, read them really well, and be able to move it up the field.
You see right there, Gemma took a look and then gave it back for Yamazaki, who goes over the top, but Powell was not making the run.
It seems the only way UCLA has been able to get it past the Duke defense here is just shooting it over the top, and then they don't have their weapons down there to be ready for it. So we just haven't been able to see a lot of production from this UCLA offense thus far.
And at least for the time being, they have not elected to press much. And this has been a match that has been fought for in the midfield to this point. Roller in space and gives a touch for Molly Vopensky, member of several U.S. Youth national teams, including the U17s a couple of years ago. Only faced 5 shots in the opener against USC. One got by her, but she did not have to make a save.
Speaking of the opener for Duke against USC, I mean, at this point in that game, they had 3 goals. So although UCLA let that one slip early, their defense has done a good job recovering, clearing out some of those opportunities that Duke might have had.
Duke has had some good runs. They have definitely been in and around the penalty box. Just 2 shot attempts still. It looks like the Blue Devils are getting ready to make their first changes of the match here momentarily. UCLA also wanting to make a couple at the next opportunity. Stays in play for Travers. Bodensteiner challenged by Schenk. Extends the arm there and a foul.
A good challenge there by Schenk. UCLA finally getting in there, making some challenges on these Duke players, not just letting them hold it back there, settle their offense down. Good job there by Schenk.
King and Roller being allowed to possess as the center backs. Now Travers making that lateral run. Marked there by Hayashi, who got a foot in, but back it comes to Roller. Out for Bodensteiner in space. Back inside for Oder. Quick touch, gives it up. There's Travers. Still playing out of position. She does like to roam a little bit. And now she will make her way back towards the left flank.
When you have a player that can take a risk, step out of their position, kind of change it up a little bit, their teammates really have to step in and fill that role. And so far, I mean, Duke has done a good job of doing that.
Maroe doing it for the moment as she played it forward for Collins, and Galdamez had good positioning to win it back. Since the Duke goal, it has been a bit of a stalemate here.
It has
Especially
been.
over the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, possession has been the name of the game. I mean, both midfields here have been difficult to break through. So really we've seen a lot of slow play, possession, looking to see what kind of pass and option might be there.
Chudowski didn't get all of it. Maroe in there. Hard challenge, though, and the foul going against Saranopoulos. Free kick to Duke.
See, this is another look here where two players are challenging for the ball. Saranopoulos slides in there, knocking over the Duke player. We've seen a physical game so far tonight, as demonstrated here.
Maroe, former member of the Japanese U17 national team, only joined Duke in June. She has made a very quick effect on this club. Chudowski, the chip, looking far post. It bounces on the turf, past Oder. She can't keep it in play. Goal kick for Daphne Nakfor. And now we will get the substitutions that both sides have been waiting to bring on. A pair for UCLA, including Anna Wilson, the freshman, and a fellow freshman, Molly Hale, will make her debut as well. For Duke, you see that Oder and Courtwright have exited. They bring on Phoebe Goldthwaite, as well as Riley McClanahan. Powell and Sanchez, the two exiting for UCLA. Final 5 minutes here before halftime. There's Wilson and her fresh legs, looking to give some pressure on Roller, and at the very least forces a throw-in. UCLA looking to possess a bit in the attacking half for the first time in a while. Off the throw-in, it was deflected by Woodson. Couldn't get it back for Galdamez, and now a foul against Galdamez. And Duke will get it right back. So another short-lived stint around the final third for UCLA.
They haven't been able to possess on their offensive side so far in this game. Every time they start to build a little bit of momentum, you think maybe they're going to have a clean look. Duke just clears it out of there so quickly.
Roller leads it for King. Went to Vista del Lago out in Moreno Valley, east of Los Angeles. Travers dumped from behind by Saranopoulos. Travers looking to make a run, but heavy on the touch. Allows Galdamez to get in there. And now leads it for the running Hale. Molly Hale, freshman from Ottawa. Can't keep it in play here, running along the line.
Galdamez has been challenging here throughout this game. I've been really impressed with her play. As soon as she came on the field, I felt like she's made a big difference on this UCLA team, bringing in a fresh energy, challenging for these balls, and bringing it down the field.
Galdamez grew up in LA, to high school in Sherman Oaks before going to TCU, and now back home for her senior year. Duke looking for a path forward here with 2 minutes to go before the break. Bodensteiner. First touch for McClanahan. Lobbed up top. Gemma settles it down for UCLA. Hayashi, Shank, and now Hale. Back for Gemma. Goldthwait with those fresh legs wants the chase. And Gemma just bails out and is able to find Galdamez. And quickly, speed of Collins on display right there. Close that deficit in record time. Karen Hall said Collins gives them a dimension that they did not have last year.
She's had a really impressive start to her season, and even in this game, she's made an impact, challenging, attacking. She's really done a great job here so far this season for Duke.
Namaroui leads the ball for her here. Galdamez in a foot race with Collins. That'll stay in play. Galdamez keeping her feet. Maroui comes over. And UCLA will have the throw. Galdamez does well to get herself some breathing room. 40 seconds before halftime now. Delbert forced to retreat. Final 15 seconds now. Wilson double teamed, trying to get some space. Advantage being played. Slots it across for Hale. Final seconds dripping away. Hale carries it forward. Now that's going to do it for the first 45 minutes in Los Angeles. Duke gets the early goal. From there, not much doing for either side, but it did feel like the Blue Devils maintained control. Penske made one save, but was kept very clean in the first 45 minutes. Olivia Woodson over the ball. UCLA's possession to begin the second half in this top 10 showdown. And it's Nikki Frazier playing direct to the front line. Frazier returning to the lineup. She did not feature in the final 15 minutes of the first half. Also, we see Thea Perry wearing number 21 in white for UCLA. The freshman starts the second half for the Bruins. Delbert ahead for Shank. She's got pressure from Maroui right behind her. Has to give it back for Nakfor. Over for Frazier. UCLA staying composed. Frazier dumped. And UCLA will have it. As Riley McLanahan guilty of the foul. A late first half sub for Duke.
You see Frazier go down here. Second time she's been down tonight. A little bit slow to get up there, but she is back on her feet. Takes a hit there. Glad to see her back up.
And she re-triggers play, lobbing it down for Grace Shank. Right in the middle of the pitch. Evading pressure from Goldthwait, who was a first half sub for Duke as well. So both Goldthwait and McLanahan continue here in the second half. Otherwise, no changes for Duke. Yamazaki back for Nakfor. Perry. Outside it comes. Galdamez came off the bench in the first half for UCLA, trying to force it towards Woodson. The ball headed down by Travers, picked up by Hayashi. UCLA flooding forward. It's led to the outside for Hale. Hale trying to lead it for Wilson at the byline, crossing in front. And it's a goal kick. Wilson trying to get a corner kick awarded. The first bit of pressure that UCLA has put on Duke really all night.
Yeah, you like to see them starting the second half, getting in there early, especially with these fresh legs coming in. They started at the end of the second half with some new players, and now they're already making an impact in the second half tonight with that look there.
And three freshmen playing currently for UCLA as well. Minestrella was offside, so she lets that ball roll for Nakfor. Now UCLA with Perry, Hale, and Wilson all on the field right now. Three freshmen. Hayashi darting upfield. Maroui right there. Hayashi slides down to retain possession for her teammate Perry. Now it's Shank along the touchline. Galdamez in stride. UCLA building once again, but Chudowski got a foot in there, and Duke's right back on it.
Good job by Chudowski getting in there, clearing out that ball from Galdamez. Possession has been the name of the game so far, and preventing that from becoming a quick run was a good move by her.
Galdamez the throw, trying to pick out Wilson. That was sniffed out by Travers. And Chudowski now back for the captain roller. Up for Minestrella, one-touch pass. It was offline of Goldthwaite. Gobert shedding free of Minestrella to find Galdamez. Hops up on Hayashi for Shank. Can sense there's a little bit more urgency on the part of UCLA as they look to build.
I was just thinking that. I mean, the ball movement in this half has already been much better. They're connecting with their teammates well.
And here's Shank settling one down. Trying to get onto her left foot. That was impeded enough by Chudowski. It's Hale. Back heeling one for Frazier, making the overlapping run. Nikki Frazier into the box, and a penalty has been awarded. UCLA will have a chance to tie this game as Frazier draws the foul in the penalty area.
Great attacking by Frazier there, moving the ball quickly, getting up there and ahead, drawing that foul. Great work there. Galdamez here, passing it over. Then we get the back kick right to Frazier, who dribbles it all the way down, draws that foul, and sets herself up for a first look for UCLA tonight.
It'll be the native of Toyooka, Japan, Oruha Hayashi, to take the penalty shot here for UCLA. And level us here early in the second half. The whistle from the referee. It's Hayashi. We're tied. Oruha Hayashi with her second career goal with UCLA. And we've got a brand new match early in the second half.
The energy is different on this Bruin squad right now. Great job by Hayashi getting in there, right past Vipensky.
That ball caroming off of Vipensky. She guessed right.
Just not able to stop that one from going through. UCLA's team just has a new energy invigorated into them right now. Second half off to a fun start here in Westwood.
Hayashi began playing junior college soccer at Iowa Western. She was the best junior college player in the nation for a couple of years before she got the chance to play D1 for the first time with UCLA last season. Meanwhile, before we restart play, we're having discussions between both head coaches and the referees here on the sideline. Referee Brandon Stevis was talking to Kieran Hall moments ago, now talking with Goff Boyoko as well. And haven't gotten any specific communication from Brandon Stevis, but it looks like he is near the replay monitor.
It's hard to tell exactly what's going on here, if there's been some controversy potentially on the goal.
Now it looks like that we will continue play here, and away we go. It is 1-1. So back to play, and things have certainly shifted in this one. UCLA making some adjustments here to start the second half. A couple of chances in the 18, the second of which becomes a penalty, and Hayashi buries it.
They definitely came out of halftime with a new energy. They started attacking more, getting better looks on goal so quickly here in the second half. You can feel the momentums and the tide shifting here.
Let's see what Duke has in store for an answer. They've been very clinical in this match. And now it's turned over to Woodson. The tenor of this match has certainly shifted. Quite frankly, not a ton of action for the bulk of that first half, but looks like things might be opening up here in the second. Dobert and Collins on after it. Off the end line, it's a corner. Collins and her speed impacting another sequence there. Dobert thought Collins was the last one to touch it. At any rate, as Courtwright jogs on after the ball to handle the corner, Duke will have their fourth attempt here from the corner flag. Courtwright re-entered moments ago for Maroui. That one first headed by Dobert. Woodson, the second touch, turns and just clears it. And Duke will have the throw right in front of the UCLA bench.
A good job by UCLA's defense there, getting the ball out of there quickly, not letting Duke attack too closely that time.
A penalty kick factored into the last meeting between these two in Durham back in 2022. Jaden Perry for UCLA scored first on a penalty kick, and then it was Michelle Cooper, one of the all-time greats for Duke, who leveled things before Raylan Turner ultimately had the game winner in a 2-1 UCLA victory. Well, great to have Duke come cross-country and play two marquee games to start the year against USC and now UCLA tonight.
They've certainly made their presence on the West Coast known. I mean, they're playing hard and fast in these games, getting off to hot starts both times. They came to the West Coast to show up.
Goal for Duke early in the first half. Goal for UCLA early in the second half, and still a lot of runway left in this one. Here's Hayashi. Turning around, it's Perry to Galdames. Goff Boyoko and UCLA turning to some freshmen, and it's paid off here. Here's one of them, Hale. Making a long run, runs into Chudowski, but stands her ground, backs it up for Frazier. Back heel there from Wilson, offline of Hale. Duke will take it back.
Getting these freshmen and young players in these early season games, I have always thought is really important. I mean, later in the season, when maybe you're dealing with injuries or your rosters had to adjust a little bit, having that depth and knowing these players can step into games in big moments is really important down the line.
And it's turned over by Duke off that throw. Schenk switches field all the way for Galdames. Settles down that heavy touch, cuts inside. Harley Galdames still on the move. Gives it up for Dobert. Hayashi outside, offline of Woodson. Travers able to step in front. Now Courtwright with pressure from behind. King bails out, deflected by Goldthwait. Schenk up over and settles down.
UCLA was not giving up that one early. They really fought to maintain possession there. We've seen them be able to hold the ball in offense for longer this half.
And winning more of those 50-50 balls that Duke was claiming the majority of the time in the first half. Through ball for Woodson. Flag stays down. Her cross blocked by Roller. To Galdames. Locates Schenk. Much better pep in UCLA steps so far.
They seem to really be connecting.
To Woodson. turning. It's deflected. It was Goldthwait who sold out to make that play. Cleared out by Duke, but UCLA looking to keep the foot on the accelerator.
They're connecting better with their teammates this half. I think they've started to find their timing and their connection out here on the field. It's looking a lot better offensively for the Bruins.
And one of the changes they've made is put Grace Schenk on the right wing, and Nikki Frazier is making another run, leading it for Hale. Stutter step to the byline, cross, it's a corner. Off of Bodensteiner, and UCLA will have its third corner, first one in quite a while. Schenk will jog across the field. She's someone who's played in that defensive midfielding position in her career, but they put her on the right wing. She settled down that long pass that ultimately led to Frazier getting fouled in the box.
That's right. I mean, she is a calming presence out here on the field. You can see her telling her team to take a breath, settle down.
And her corner towards the top of the 6. It was Roller who had the first touch. And in there as well for UCLA was Yamazaki. It will, in fact, be a goal kick for Duke. King runs around Woodson to Galdamez and gets it outside for Goldthwait. Best build up for Duke. Collins will not get there. Dobert, a step quicker, clears it off. Blue Devils now look to find their footing, really in earnest for the first time in this second half. Collins pressured from behind by Dobert. Back for Travers. Goldthwait in there as well. No whistle for a foul. It's off for a UCLA throw. Goldthwait, Durham native. Went to Durham Academy and now in her senior year with Duke. Woodson coming back from the front line to help UCLA here. King flying in for that header. Then it was Schenk. Travers with the shoulder. Wilson joining the fray. King heads it down. Galdamez and now Goldthwait. Finally, Dobert clears it off. Couple of set-piece goals tonight. Sam Courtright for Duke, a free kick back in the 3rd minute. And Oroha Hayashi for UCLA from the spot in the 50th.
It's interesting. I almost think this half is mimicking the first half a little bit, just reversed. I mean, we saw Duke get off to a quick start and then really maintain possession. And now UCLA in the second half got in there with a quick goal, and they've really done a good job connecting and maintaining possession this half.
And as UCLA has done better to connect through the midfield, playing with more energy, you're seeing it impact Duke, and Blue Devils not connecting on their passes the way they were in the first half as well. Here's Wilson. Had some pressure from behind, just tried to lead it forward. Vopensky forced to clear it off. Anna Wilson has been a spark plug, freshman out of San Diego and Cathedral Catholic. And showing her speed in this one. She was a sprinter in track and field in high school, also played flag football as a receiver as well.
She is showing off her athleticism tonight. I mean, really making an impact after getting in there off the bench. Already in the second half, she's been in the plays, getting some good looks.
Couple of pivots here from Galdamez. Yamazaki finds Molly Hale. Frazier makes another run. Nikki Frazier leaves it. It's Wilson now. Long range shot towards the far post. And it's a goal kick for Duke. Anna Wilson trying to keep Vopensky and this Duke defense on it.
Yeah, I mean, UCLA is coming out here hot, attacking tonight in this second half. from multiple different members of their teams, not just their starting forwards. They've really spread out the ball on offense in the second half.
And just providing a little bit more of a press against this Duke back line as well. They did none of that in the first 45 minutes.
They didn't. I like to see them turn it on and contest these deep balls here tonight. They've definitely turned it on in the second half.
Collins draws a pair, defers for Travers. Trying to go back for Collins, but it was Dobert in the way. Galdamez in position there. And a foul against Travers. And Travers with a little extra there after that sequence, and Brandon Stevis would like a word. Grace Schenk to re-trigger action here in the 60th. One more half hour yet to play. And looking for a decisive goal in that time. UCLA trying to bounce back from the season opening loss against BYU. And Duke looking to make a little early statement with a couple of big road results here in LA.
That's right. Both teams came into this game with something different to prove. I mean, UCLA wanting to get a win here early in the season. Duke wanting to show up for a second game in a row. They've both delivered well tonight.
By the way, we realize the clock is not moving. That is synced with the clock in the stadium. Of course, the referee is maintaining that. Meanwhile, we continue action here. It's Wilson. We are in the 61st minute. Wilson working to the byline against Bodensteiner. Spinning around, it's a corner. One to one our score as UCLA readies for its fourth corner kick of the match.
Another opportunity here for UCLA to deliver, connect on offense. They've been doing much better the second half as Grace Schenk steps up.
She has handled all the corner kicks tonight for UCLA. And Brandon Stevis on the left side of your picture, he notices that the in-stadium clock has stopped as well. Facility staff working on that. Now it looks like our referee is making sure that his fourth, Pedro Serrano, has his time synced up with his, and away we go. Here's the in-swinger. Bodensteiner, the first touch with the head. Back out it comes in the direction of a UCLA freshman, Thea Perry, and Duke is able to clear it back across midfield. Nothing doing for UCLA on the corner.
A great job by Duke's defense there, getting out of a potentially dangerous situation. They cleared the ball out quickly and efficiently.
Into the 63rd minute now, and a 1-1 score between these top 10 teams. We will keep you abreast of the time as we continue here until we are able to get the scoreboard clock settled. Here's Yamazaki. Was playing outside back in the opener. The center back here in a three-back set for UCLA tonight, and her pass just hops up over the foot of Galdamez. And Duke will make a couple of changes here. They will get Avery Oder back into the match. And Lexi Coughlin is on for the first time. A couple of Southern California kids are on. Oder out of Calabasas, and Coughlin from out in Corona and Santiago High School. Avery Oder has had a very impressive start to her college career. She was a freshman All-American last season, 6 goals, 4 assists. And then in the opener had 3 points against USC. Second straight year that Oder scored in a season opener for Duke.
She makes her presence known on the field. When she steps out there, the defense has to adjust, be aware that she's out there. She's a dangerous attacking weapon for the Blue Devils.
Was a top-ranked forward in her class out of Oaks Christian in Westlake Village. Joins the fray here in a 1-1 score. Here's Chudowski. Bodensteiner coming forward, or beg your pardon, that is Coughlin fresh into the match. Replacing Bodensteiner at that right fullback position. Roller. Courtright. Lobs it in. Nakfor comes in, collides with Minestrella, who's whistled for a foul. And Nakfor is slow to get up, and UCLA does not want any injuries to Daphne Nakfor. They are down Mariangela Medina with the Mexican U20s for the World Cup. So they only have 2 keepers at the ready for the next month and change, and Nakfor is onto her feet.
She's back up there. I mean, that was an ambitious play from both players, so glad to see both of them back up on their feet. You see Minestrella finally get some action in there, and Nakfor just jumps on that ball, and they collide basically in midair there.
It looks like we will get a review and a challenge here on that sequence. UCLA, you see there, Paloma Dober thought Minestrella was offside. Could this foul get reversed and go in Duke's favor and award the Blue Devils with a chance from the spot? So this is new this year. 2 challenges per team. So they are taking a look at that sequence. 2 players meeting at the point of the attack in the box, and good to see both are okay and on their feet. But potentially a very consequential review here if referee Brandon Stevis wants to reverse his initial decision.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of chance that Duke wants right here. I mean, the game is tied 1-1. If you can get some kind of penalty kick, a free kick here to get ahead in this game, that's what they're looking for. Change the momentum here in a half that's really been dominated by UCLA.
Short review, and we await word. No penalty is the words from Brandon Stevis. It'll be UCLA possession. He will stick with his initial call.
We'll take one more look here. We see Minestrella and Nakfor colliding right there.
And Nakfor does get her mitts on the ball before the contact is made.
Yeah, it's clear she's going after the ball there, not intentionally colliding with another player.
So we stay level at a goal apiece here into the 65th minute. Here's Oder with some fresh legs to the byline and too heavy on the touch there. UCLA will have the goal kick. Oder also extensive time in the U.S. Youth National Team system. Most recently, training with the U19s earlier this year. Long pass from Schenk. Galdamez flicks it over. Woodson awaiting. Returns it to Galdamez, but Chudowski is right there to slide it away. Oder spinning around. And it's a throw for UCLA. Olivia Woodson has come back into the midfield from her forward position to help the Bruins out in the midfield more often in this half.
She has, and that's where UCLA was really struggling in half one. I mean, they couldn't get it past that midfield. So bringing in some reinforcements there was a great call, and it's been effective so far in this half.
A half that has seen UCLA account for a couple of shots, including one from the spot to tie the game. Duke the better side in the first half, and so far in these 21 minutes of the second half, it's been played in UCLA's favor. UCLA's throw, Galdamez battling against Oder. Changes for UCLA, Lena Powell, who started this match, returns, And so does Kara Kroon. Woodson and Wilson exit.
Kara Kroon was UCLA's single goal against BYU. When she steps out on that field, she makes her presence known. So it's going to be interesting to see what she does in this second half of half 2 tonight.
Kroon helping to generate a couple of corner kicks early on in this match for UCLA. Her and Powell playing at the top of the formation now. Hayashi for Frazier. He's made more runs in this second half as well. That's been another part of the equation for UCLA. Nikki Frazier getting a little more directly involved with the buildup.
Yeah, I mean, I love to see it. She's taking more risks here, taking the ball up the field, and her teammates are shifting in behind her to fill her role when she does decide to step out and maybe make a run down the field. She's been a really effective member of this team so far.
And, of course, drew the foul in the box that led to the Hayashi penalty. Dangerous pass there from Nakfor. Travers flies in. It finds Hayashi. Yamazaki gets it away from Galdamez. UCLA was just slowly retreating there, and now Duke trying to force the issue. Hale has the Bruins back on it, flicks it forward. It's beyond Perry. Duke's got it now in the attacking half. UCLA, a couple casual moments there, nearly got dicey for.
Yeah, I mean, they need to make smarter passes when the ball is so close to the goal like that. This Duke team, they can intercept those. They can read that really well. They have a great, strong offense, the Blue Devils do. So for UCLA to be a little bit smarter when they are in possession close to their own goal is going to be important moving forward.
Of the 3 goals that UCLA has given up in this young season, 2 of them have been scored after turnovers in front of their own penalty spot.
That's right. It shows just, I mean, how important it is to control the ball and make smart decisions down there.
Menestrella was offside. She lets it go, picked up by Nakfor. Duke without a shot in this second half. UCLA with 3 since halftime. A lot more touches for Nakfor. Chudowski bangs it forward. Dobert trying to settle it down. Pressure from Oder. Now it's Galdamez. Duke starting to squeeze things toward the UCLA goal here. Chudowski absorbing contact to Goldthwait into the box. Contact from Dobert. We play on. Chudowski whistled for the foul. Making contact with Kroon.
You can see Duke is really starting to apply the pressure on offense here, moving, making a run for goal. That's Goldthwait there. UCLA's defense just stops it and clears it right out there.
Best chance for Duke of the second half. We've got 20 minutes left here in regulation. Peyton Cooper returns for UCLA, replacing Galdamez. You were very impressed with Marley Galdamez's minutes in this one.
I just think when she steps out on the field, she's an aggressive player. She always goes after those 50-50 balls, even if she has to make a run for it. Whatever it is, she gets in there and helps to create some turnovers and opportunities for UCLA.
Kroon and Oder, some hand fighting, jersey tugging. It's one back by UCLA. And Menestrella looking to apply the pressure. UCLA stays calm here. Frazier, some long strides, gets past Courtright, cuts it back against the grain, working against McClanahan. Outside for Hale. Oder up into the air. Goldthwait heads it down, leading Oder. Hayashi will get there and force the throw. Hayashi stretching out that right leg there for a moment. Her goal from the spot in the 50th has us level. And behind the play, Dobert is slow to get up. She's back onto her own feet, though. Hayashi getting stretched out by Yamazaki. Throw-in coming for Duke. It is Travers ready to put it back into play. In the direction of Goldthwait. Dobert right there, boxing her out. And UCLA has the goal kick. Dobert into her junior season, wearing the captain band this year for UCLA. She's been a starter since her freshman year.
Her leadership on the team is one of the things that Boyoko talked to us about leading up to their season opener, actually. She is a calming, consistent presence for this Bruin squad.
Meanwhile, it is Travers dumping Cooper, who is in some pain, writhing around. And the card is given to Jocelyn Travers.
We'll take another look at it. They're both just fighting for this ball here. Travers seems like maybe pulls on the jersey, something knocks Cooper down, slow to get up, clearly battling through some pain right there.
And hit the back of her head on her way down to the grass. And we will get a review once again. Could this be upgraded? That's potentially what Brandon Stevis is looking at.
UCLA looks like is going to challenge for a red here, thinking that play was more aggressive than just a yellow card. Cooper still on the sideline, getting some attention from Boyoko, making sure she's okay after a tough fall there.
A stoppage here with 18 minutes to go and a 1-1 score, and a match that has been hardly fought throughout.
Yeah, both teams are playing physical tonight. They are attacking, fighting for the ball. We'll take another look here at it.
I think, as well as the jersey, some of the hair there of Cooper as well. What was your initial thought here, and now seeing some replays? Stick with the yellow, or do you think this could be upgraded?
I think there's a chance this can be upgraded. I mean, she uses her left hand and kind of pushes into Cooper there, knocking her to the ground. Was this intentional contact? Were they just fighting aggressively for the ball? Those will be some of the deciding factors here as they review this call.
Review has been concluded by Brandon Stevis. It's a red card. Oh my goodness, this game has just changed dramatically. It's a straight red for Jocelyn Travers after the challenge from UCLA.
I like UCLA taking the chance there and challenging that call. I mean, they had clearly looked at it, thought the contact was worthy of a red card. We'll take one more look here. It does look like that left hand just pushes Cooper down to the ground, grabs a little bit of her hair, and she hits her head on the ground upon her fall.
So the calculus for both sides changes dramatically for these last 18 minutes. No doubt UCLA will be hunting for a decisive goal here after they were down 1-0 when the half began.
I mean, they've already been playing the second half a lot more aggressively on offense, taking more chances, and now, man up, they're really going to be looking for an opportunity to connect with the net here.
Croon on after it. It is Goldthwait who has shifted back to where Travers was playing at left fullback. And Minestrella will be the lone forward at the top of the formation. Duke doing well to get a throw-in in the attacking half here. Two reviews that have gone in UCLA's favor in this second half. One on a challenge for a ball in the box between Minestrella and Daphne Knackfor, UCLA's keeper. Stuck with the call on the field initially in that one, a foul against Minestrella. This one was changed. The yellow upgraded to a red, and Travers sent off.
When you get big calls like that, that really can change the momentum of the game. It just can invigorate your team, give them a new energy. UCLA knows they're man up here. They can really press and attack hard, and that's what I expect them to do.
What is the approach from Duke here as Minestrella looks to get in behind? Well, what's the approach from Duke here? You're down a player. You've got plenty of talent all over the field as Powell tries to get in. How aggressive do you try to be to maybe score?
I think for Duke, I mean, it's really going to be a possession game. They're going to want to slow it down while UCLA is looking to push and score here, man up. Duke is going to be looking to slow that down, maintain possession, move the ball forward one kick at a time, and if they get a good clean look, they should take it.
And we got possession now. Over the top, it's Oder making the run. Dobert is there, and Dobert has to kick it off. This one spinning towards the corner. It's a corner kick. Duke will have a corner, playing with 10.
They've done a good job so far in this situation. It's probably something they've gotten lots of reps in practice, and now it's time to execute in the game on the things they've planned on. So a corner kick here is impressive.
Is from Oder. Bouncing. And Hayashi got pushed from behind. A foul, I believe it was against Riley McClanahan for Duke, and UCLA with possession. Duke was trying to get Sam Bodensteiner back onto the field ahead of that corner kick. She was held off to the side by fourth official Pedro Serrano, and now Bodensteiner will re-enter. Meanwhile, UCLA will bring on Kate Saranopoulos for Hayashi. And for Duke, it is McClanahan who exits. So that allows Goldthwait to play a little bit further. She's slotted now on the right wing, and Bodensteiner, who is playing at right back, will now play left back.
Yeah, they're making some adjustments to account for being one player down here. And now not looking to build down a player, just trying to go more direct over the top and see if they can spring a run for the likes of Minestrella, Oder, or Goldthwait. Yeah, Duke still has great options on the field. Just being a player down doesn't mean they won't get a chance to get in their score. I mean, you still have Minestrella up there, a dangerous weapon, so it's not, don't count them out quite yet.
Here's Frazier. UCLA has not been able to generate much of anything since going up a player. And now building really for the first time in earnest since that booking. It's Cooper. Peyton Cooper drawing attention from three. Dobert hustles to keep this in play. Would have been UCLA's throw anyway. Yamazaki to Frazier. Hale calling for it over on the left wing. Goldthwait lurking. Frazier doesn't force the issue. Cooper stretching. Defers to Schenk. Bottled up there by Oder. Back for Dobert. And UCLA trying to squeeze Duke in here. They get it out for Hale. Dancing there against Goldthwait. Getting it back onto her left foot. Toward the corner. Gives it up for Powell. Lena Powell making a run to the center of the pitch. Squaring up for a right-footed shot. And it's knocked away. Molly Vapensky is able to save it from the far post. Another corner kick coming up for the Bruins.
A good read there by Vapensky. Good job by UCLA attacking from far out, keeping the defense on their toes. They're not being very predictable on offense this half. We'll take another look at this here. We've got Powell taking that shot from far, just missing the goal there.
UCLA plays it short. Powell looking far post and airmailed it.
Lipinski just reads that really well, gets a hand on it, knocks it outside of the frame of the goal.
Her second save of the match. And don't forget, she guessed correctly on the penalty kick from Hayashi and got a good chunk of her body, but it redirected into the goal.
She did. She read it right. She's been really playing a smart game so far, paying attention to the small intricacies of these players, reading where they might shoot when attacking on goal. She's gotten a hand on a lot of shots that UCLA has taken tonight.
Frazier towards Kroon, beyond her, Roller with the foot. It's off for a Duke throw. Coughlin throwing it in, 11 minutes to play in this 1-1 match. And talk about a tale of two halves. This one has not resembled the first one in any way.
It hasn't. I mean, I really think the first half was slow. Both teams were really possessing it. They couldn't get it through the midfield. This half, we've seen some good offensive opportunities. I think both teams are being more aggressive in their press, contesting for these balls more equally. It's been a fun half of soccer.
Cooper to Shank. The ball is a little bit behind her, had to slow up. Returns it for Cooper, marked by Bodensteiner. To Powell. Back for Shank. Cycles it back for Cooper. Bodensteiner there as well, and it's last touch by Cooper. Duke will have the throw-in, looking to break out of their own end. Some contact from behind. Oder there on Cooper. Back it goes for Roller. Dangerous there for a moment for Duke. Able to get out of it. Out for Goldthwaite. Knocks it around Frazier. And now here comes Duke. Down a player. Goldthwaite knocks it forward. Passing into the box. Footed behind by Thea Perry. At the end, UCLA able to regather. Here's a lazy pass. Yamazaki will get to it. UCLA casual there for a moment. Now Nikki Frazier is down on a knee behind the play. The play continues. And now it will be halted. Frazier was selling out on the dead sprint as Goldthwaite made that run up the right wing. Frazier's been banged up to start this season. Could not finish match one and may have to come off here in match two.
Yeah, she's been battling some injuries here. Has been slow to get up a couple of times throughout tonight's match. Here she's trying to walk it off, it looks like. So a little bit of movement on UCLA's bench as Boyoko holds it off to see if Frazier can stay in the match.
She is going to make the slow march to the scores table. Kind of holding below her left hip there. Meanwhile, Duke will make a change here. Minestrella is off and Collins is on. Going to get her speed out there at the top. And a Wilson returns for UCLA. So she replaces Frazier, and of course she will play up top. Looks like Thea Perry will be the one to go to the back line for UCLA. Another long ball here from Duke, gathered up by NAC4. So it played about 8 minutes, make it 9 minutes since the red card to Travers, and it's been pretty evenly contested.
It has been. UCLA had some possession down there on offense where you thought maybe they were going to get a good clean look at goal, but honestly, Duke has been impressive man down here. Still having some looks at goal, attacking there, even getting ahead on some runs there. It's been impressive from the Blue Devils.
Hale working inside. Goldthwait got the foot in there. Collins trying to go 1-on-3. Yamazaki shielding her away. Eight minutes to go now. Saranopolis. Dobert gets it outside for Cooper. Picked up by Bodensteiner, flicks it up for Wilson, locates King. UCLA bench wanting a handball against King, and it will be Duke's possession.
Good one-on-one defense there by King, preventing Cooper from being able to progress closer to the goal.
Foul against Cooper, free kick awarded to Duke. Roller gets the ball away. Settled down by Hale. Yamazaki, and there's Perry. Perry pushing outside. Long run here for Hale. Pass just offline of Kroon. King got the foot in there. Saranopolis tripped up. We continue as Schenk plays it back. And now the whistle comes. So we will have a foul awarded at the spot where Saranopolis was tripped. And UCLA will not set it up. They'll play it short. But they were not restarting play at the correct spot. Referee Brandon Stevis not moving, telling Schenk to bring the ball where he's standing. So now let's see how UCLA does in fact elect to play this. Yamazaki to the right of Schenk. Dobert over on the right wing. Slots it forward. Kroon with a leading pass, and Vopensky flies out to get it. It was Wilson who was the intended target there, and UCLA nearly timed it up.
They were close there. I mean, another good read by Vopensky, getting her hand on the ball there, grabbing it before UCLA has a chance to attack.
Maybe the most impressive play she has made tonight. That happened quickly, and no hesitation from the sophomore keeper. Two sophomore keepers in this top 10 bout tonight. Perry outside for Hale once again, making the run against Goldthwait. Goldthwait able to catch back up, get herself in position, and earn the foul. Inside 5 minutes to go now. Penske thought about clearing it, gives it up for Roller. Long dribble there for Coughlin, but turned over. Now it's Wilson. Heavy of a touch there, but it finds its way in the direction of Kroon, then Powell behind. Now it's Schenk. Kroon trying to turn, runs into Roller, and it's cleared off by Coughlin.
Good defense under pressure there by Duke, preventing what looked like a couple of opportunities for UCLA, just clearing it out to the side there, stopping that momentum of the play.
Woodson re-enters, replacing Powell. Throw in here for Molly Hale. Gets it back from Wilson, inviting some pressure and splits them. Hale, the shot short side, and it's saved by Vopensky again. Corner kick UCLA. Vopensky, though, up to the task once more.
What another great read by Vopensky there. UCLA attacking on all cylinders. Shot from afar, Vopensky gets a hand on it right at the right moment and prevents an opportunity for UCLA.
Grayshank quickly sets up the in-swinger, lofty ball. Roller, the first touch, gets it out of the area for the Blue Devils. Dobert gets it back out to Shank. But Shank was offside and so has to let it roll. And UCLA will reorganize as Duke has the throw. Shots are 5-zip to UCLA's favor since halftime. Three minutes to go. Coughlin Beckton to throw the ball in. All the way back for Knack 4. I think you can sense UCLA has had this player advantage. There's still a ton of respect for Duke and not forcing things. It's been a very methodical approach as they search for a decider.
That's true. I think they've been careful with their plays and making smart selections of when to attack, when to hold back and maintain possession.
Cooper lost her footing there. She tried to feather it on through for Kroon. Vopensky out to claim it. So the question is, has UCLA been maybe a little bit too conservative in your mind?
Maybe. I mean, when you are a player up on the field, that is your time to attack and take chances. You know that you'll have someone to fill in that gap there when you're up a man.
At any rate, we are still level at a goal apiece with about 1 minute and 35 seconds to go. Hale marked by Goldthwaite. Goldthwaite forces the throw. Duke being asked to play with 10 for the final 17 minutes. Hale out in front of Woodson. Coughlin there to escort it off for a Duke goal kick. And we now enter the 90th minute. And time will be stopped here by Brandon Stevis until Vopensky puts this one in play. To midfield, Collins and Yamazaki join right there. Perry plays it outside for Hale. Everybody on the UCLA bench pointing in the direction of the attacking goal here for the Bruins. Out it comes. Peyton Cooper plays it outside for Wilson. Her cross in, headed up by Woodson, and it's off. Goal kick for Duke. Woodson trying to angle herself into a good position there, unable to put it on frame. And that will likely do it here tonight as Vopensky puts the ball on the 6, and we're inside of 10 seconds. It will go in the books as a draw here tonight for this top 10 showdown. Duke and UCLA play a fun one here tonight. Two very different